As you may have noticed in previous episodes, I have been slugging up my 50 feet of chain and 45-pound anchor by hand for as long as I've had my boat. The worst is when it's breezy and I have to constantly run back and forth to put the engine in forward and then neutral while running up to my bow to be able to try and pick it up as much as I can before the breeze sends my boat back. I tie off the road, run back to the cockpit, repeat until the anchor is up. When Rory started sailing with me on my boat, he became my windlass. Well, thanks to a nice gift from my dear mum, after she came down to Bocas and watched me perform this action many times, she demanded I get myself a windlass. I had previously bought one myself from a dealer while in Rio Dulce, but the order was severely delayed and I had to leave the Rio. And then my sailing plan changed, and now I had other big things in my budget coming up, such as crossing the Panama Canal, so the windlass was going to wait. But if you know my mom, she doesn't take no for an answer. And as much as I pride myself on sailing around the world and taking care of my boat on my own dime, and that pride told my mom no many times, she finally broke me down and I said thank you a million times. Here's how to put on an anchor windlass while on the hook in Bocas del Toro. The day has come. I'm so excited. It's like my birthday. Well, it kind of is my birthday. It's a gift that I received and I am so thankful for this. I finally got a windlass. No longer picking up my anchor by hand. I went for a morning run this morning and I checked my email before I got in my dinghy to come back to the boat, and Luis, who's the marina manager at Bocas Marina over here, had sent me a message to say that a box had arrived. So I am so excited and got my new LOFRANS TIGRES and gonna have to install it at some point, but I can't wait, so I'm gonna go ahead and open it up.
It's here.
It's here! Oh my god. There's so much plastic here. Hopefully it's the right windlass, right? It took, I don't know, 2 weeks to get down here from Marine Warehouse, but oh my gosh, I can't do it. I feel like I'm just going to be cheating the rest of the time now, like just having a windlass. I don't have to do nearly as much work anymore. Keep that intact. Deck template. Deck templates.
Ooh.
Ooh. Oh my gosh. Very well packaged. Alright.
Ooh, what's in the box?
What's in the box is a giant. I would look it up, but it's huge. So excited! Oh my gosh. It's so shiny and new. Oh my gosh. Now we just gotta put it on my boat. Wow.
Wow.
I'm excited. Woo! Alright, so we're on a mission to go find gauge 6 wire. Somebody told me it would be down at Madeiras Richard. Crossing my fingers because we tried 2 other places yesterday and they didn't have it. So kind of hard to find tinned copper wire down here in Bocas, which is kind of surprising since it's, you know, a marine environment. But so even harder to find gauge 6. So if this doesn't work out, then I'll just have to get it shipped here from the States. But crossing my fingers that Madeiras Richard will have it. So yeah, we did find some yesterday. Probably about 16 feet of it or so. I'm not quite sure. Maybe a little bit more.
About 40 feet?
Oh, never mind. It was about 40 feet. But yeah, so found about 40 feet of it yesterday, but they wanted $6 a foot for it. So a little over my budget. Especially since I can get it off online and have it shipped here for a whole lot cheaper, for less than $2 a foot. So, but it'd be nice if it was just here on the island and available for around that price. So yeah, trying to find it, and hopefully you will. But if not, then I'll have to wait about 5 days or a week for it to be shipped down and get here. So yeah.
¿Aligre 6? ¿Qué clase sabe? Copper. Six know-how. We have it for 12, 14, and 10. The regular cable? Marine cable? Number 12?
No, 6. ¿Cuántos para
No,
¿Cuánto?
It's
$2.95
almost $2 a foot. So it's still cheaper to get it shipped here. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
No for today. Okay, that's okay, no problem.
Yeah, gracias.
Okay.
So Richard did have it, but unfortunately, it's like another $1 per foot. So I think I'm just gonna have to get it shipped. But it's good to know they have it at least. So of course, comes to worst, so let's go and pay the extra $70 for them. But I don't know. I can get it shipped from the States for $1 cheaper. It seems better that way. So the other morning before I went for a run, I noticed 3 little tiny crabs that were hanging out on my painter line to my dinghy. And I thought that was, you know, all of them. Maybe they had come from the dinghy dock. Well, I think obviously they did come from the dinghy dock, but just got home today, 2 days later, and found one in my toilet. So I'm glad I didn't sit down, or else I would have had a pinched bum. But yeah, never had this. Anybody else have one? I mean, I've never had a crab in my toilet before. I never thought to look for one. But it seems that maybe that one mama crab had some babies on my boat. And now one is in my toilet. So here it is though. The things you pick up at the dinghy dock. I mean, it's super tiny. I'm just glad I didn't sit down. And it's better than snakes in the toilet, right? I mean, I don't know, but yeah. So it's day 2 of anchor windlass installation, and we're just trying to figure out where the best place in the locker is to put the windlass. So I've been sitting here thinking for a bit, and I think we found a good spot. So yep, next step, start installing. So one thing we're going to have to do is to modify the lid to the locker in order to fit the windlass down. The windlass comes above where it is right now. So just taking some measurements and making sure it will fit around the hinges right now. What do you think? Yeah?
It's around the hinges, just where it is right now.
Perfect. there's definitely no going back once you make holes in your boat. So the holes are in the anchor locker, and now it's time to kind of start putting all the boards together. So the next step is we have these rods, which is going to hold the windlass into the locker in place. And so we just have to cut them up about a foot each and to make them fit through all the boards.
We are putting adhesive to seal it so that the water does not end up going into her chain locker, whatever comes in above when we're in rough seas, and it's splashing over the top.
And we're doing this to bind all the boards together as well, correct?
Yeah.
Alright, so she's all bolted down into the locker and secured, so it's gonna wait about 24 hours for the sealant to cure before tightening the bolts down, and then once we get all the wires, start doing that. So obviously now the hatch for the anchor locker no longer closes, right? So we've drawn it out, measured it out, see where we think we need to cut. So we're gonna now make a big hole and take this top piece out. People out there like putting holes in their boats while being on the water, but we're doing that now because we gotta start running the wiring. Finally got that in from the States today, so and paid less for it getting it shipped here to Panama than it was to buy it here, so that was a good deal. But anyway, now putting nice holes in my boat. Luckily we haven't hit the hull yet. And it works. Here we go. Success.
It works. Surprise!
Let me preface this. When I asked Rui about putting holes in my boat, I said we don't have to worry about sinking my boat, right? And he gave me a straight face, so but he was joking with me. I mean, I knew as well that we don't have to worry about sinking my boat, but you know, it's never fun putting holes in your boat while on the water, so even you were nervous, right, Rui?
Not really. I could tell that I was nowhere near the hull. Trying to stay up as far up as we can so it doesn't flood the boat in from the anchor locker.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Alright, so we just finished threading the wire all through the bilge, and now the next step we're going to do is put in the foot pedals for lifting and dropping the anchor. Very nice holes. handy having an electrician as a boyfriend, so I don't have to worry about this part.
To get one on, one up, over to the side with the hooks.
So all the wiring is now done on the top side and the windlass is in place. Now to connect everything down below. But yep, everything's done up here, so woohoo! Alright, so another step, the next step in this windlass installation is to make a drainage hole for the water that will be coming down with the chain. Because since I had no windlass on the boat before, the only drainage holes were in the upper part where the windlass is standing on for the chain that was stored in that locker. But now, because we have the chain coming down in the space below that original locker, we have to make a drainage hole so to let the water drain into the bilge is how we're gonna do it. So yeah, making more holes in the boat, but should be one of the last ones, luckily. Oh god. So yeah, this is where the hole is going to be drilled for the bilge water. That's the side of my hull. That's where the hole's going. Very close. But we will aim correctly, so yeah, no.
We're going to try not to sink the boat.
Try not to sink the boat. But yeah, this is where the hole for the drain will go, and that's where we're going to drill now. Did not sink the boat yet, so that's good. There's a new hole. And now we've just installed the control switch and the control box for the windlass. So we just gotta connect all the cables up, add the battery down here, and we should be good to go. I'm excited.
Connecting the control switch to the 100 amp breaker / disconnect. Getting it all set up for the batteries when the battery comes, and this wire here will run to the battery terminal on the positive side. Looks like a can of worms. Lots of stuff. Lots of wires.
Lots of wires. All just to be able to pick up the anchor windlass or the anchor by machine instead of by hand.
Make Liz's life so much easier. This one plugs in over here. This one plugs in over here. My hands were a little bit not so sweaty.
Kind of fun working in small tight spaces when it's warm outside.
This one is your ground, comes over here.
There you go. Now I have a switch eventually. Alright, so now it's the last step. We're just hooking up to the battery and we'll test it out and make sure it works. Make sure we did it up and down correctly too. Moment of truth, make sure we connected everything correctly. Saying hi to a friend too. Moment of truth to see if it connects, if you set it up correctly. Got the buttons. Ready? 3, 2. And it's facing the right way. Works. I have a win list. Oh my gosh. Now we just gotta fill out the chain and the anchor button. But I have a win list. Woo! I'm so excited. Oh my god. Good job, Dave.
The windlass has been worth its weight in gold. I had previously ordered 200 feet of new chain and a new 55-pound rock net for myself as I wanted better ground tackle for my boat. Here is one example where it's obvious LOFRANS TIGRES was the way to go and we set it up right. Until next time, cheers!